Rakaka.se. I'm sitting here with CatsPajamas and Doa, one of the caster pairs here at EPL 3. And we're going to start off with CatsPajamas. Can you tell a bit about your background in like esports and StarCraft in general?
Yeah, sure. I guess my earliest esports experience was back with Wolfenstein Enemy Territory. That was the first game that I really became involved in. Played it very competitively for a while. There wasn't much of a big tournament scene around it or anything. From there, I moved on to more casual games. I loved a lot of offline RPGs. Actually, I know I'm going to get a lot of flack from the PC crowd for this, but I moved to some console games that I was starting to play competitively. I came back to StarCraft 2 initially just to be a fan and have a good time with the game, but I found that I quickly became really involved in the community. I was watching streams more than I started playing, and I realized that the StarCraft community was actually the best gaming community I had ever been part of. So about a year ago, I started streaming. Wow, it is actually about a year ago now.
It's crazy.
I just started streaming. I started casting. I was eventually casting for 40 hours a week and working on my various different media for 40 hours a week. And I was still a student at the time and had a job, so it was a very, very busy schedule. And I started casting for my own individual channel, eventually started being asked to cast a little bit larger tournaments, a little bit bigger tournaments, and it kind of just kept steamrolling until I found my job at IGN, and I've been here for about 5 months now.
Okay. And Doa, a bit about your background and so forth.
Oh, well, I've always played video games. I mean, since I was 4 or 5 years old. When I was a bit younger, like age 10, I would say, through maybe like 13 or 14. I'm like looking at you like you were there. He wasn't.
Yes.
It's but yeah, I played a lot of video games. I have a lot of background in playing fighting games and first-person shooters. I had always played StarCraft 1 with my friends and things like that, but I never really got into the competitive scene. I didn't really know it was there, unfortunately. So when StarCraft 2 came out, when the beta came out, I of course started playing it. I was really excited to. Played it a lot. Absolutely loved the game. And at the same time found websites like Team Liquid and found casters on YouTube like HD and Husky and Diggity, and started to see some of the really early StarCraft 2 casts, watched the HDH Invitation. I saw that stuff and I was like, I want to try that. It looks like a lot of fun. I have some background in sports broadcasting and speaking, so I thought I'd give it a try, and I just really loved it. I had a lot of fun. And I guess other people enjoyed it too, so I've gotten some great opportunities, and here I am, just loving it.
Okay. The way you're casting Code A currently, are you like having a contract with GOM, and how long are you going to stay now? And before you didn't get any salary, if that is correct?
Oh, we did get something. Yeah, we got a little bit. Not as much as we do now, of course. Now, before it was kind of a trial period. I mean, everybody that came, like Kelly, everyone that came already had a date when they were planning on leaving when they came originally. So no one's ever been fired from GOM or anything like that. I know the rumors abound, but it hasn't happened yet. Hopefully it won't for a while. But it's basically, I'm full time with GOM. I work for them. I'm there permanently. I intend to stay for quite a while, and I'm really enjoying Korea. I'm loving being in sort of the place where I think the best players are. The country is great. The food is amazing. And I love the studio. I love the people that work at the studio. I mean, Mr. Che is great. All our staff is awesome. And it's just it's a ton of fun. It hasn't been all a bed of roses. I do miss my wife, of course, and there's always struggles on the business end of things, like anyone who works for themselves can tell you. But to be able to do what I get to do, it's so worth it.
Okay.
I love it.
Thank you. Cats. I will just say Cats for short now.
Sure, no problem.
If you get the opportunity to go to Korea and cast, would you take it, or are you fine being here with IGN, or
No, I know what you're saying. I've had opportunities on a couple of occasions to do some casting with various different organizations since I've been on with IGN. But I have to say that IGN has really treated me right. I love the way they're approaching esports right now, the way they're supporting it. And they are giving me a very fair deal as a caster over there. So if I could go over to Korea, say, to cast for a week or two, maybe as part of an exchange program or something like that, that would be one thing. I don't think that I would have the ability to commit to moving over to Korea and casting broadcasting full time. Though I would certainly be flattered if asked, because I'm very, very happy with my situation at IGN.
Okay. Talking more now about the IPL. What are your feelings about having such a huge tournament at a casino here in Atlantic City? And we can start off with Doa.
Well, first of all, I mean, thanks to IPL for bringing me here to allow me to do this. I mean, I've been friends with this guy for quite a while as far as our casting careers have gone. We go way back, and so it's great to get to cast with CatsPajamas again and hang out and stuff like that. But yeah, I mean, this event has been amazingly, really well run. I mean, we've had technical issues. I mean, everybody's seen those, but the grace that the staff has handled them with has just been impeccable. It's been very, very impressive. It's been professional. It's been calm, and everything has proceeded very, very smoothly overall. And the atmosphere is great. The fans are great. The games are great. The players are great. The treatment I'm getting as a caster is great. I have 2 assistants. It's amazing. I don't have to go get my own drinks. It's great. I love it. It's blown me away. It's awesome.
Yeah.
I really love having it here. This is really actually a big step for us, I believe, because we're starting to get more sponsors into esports that aren't just tech companies necessarily. We're starting to get lifestyle sponsors, people that just sponsor whether it be drinks or casinos like this, entertainment venues, just things that aren't necessarily directly targeted towards gamers. I think is a good way to start broadening the audience. Big part of the reason that we have Gordon Hayward, the basketball star here. And so I think this is a really big step for us. The venue has been great. There have been a couple of issues that are outside of the venue's control. I hope that does not reflect poorly, because that has not been the result of Caesars or anything like that. But it's been a really great time having here. I've never been to a LAN that's been in such a ridiculously incredible setting. Our theater, Circus Maximus, that we're using is set up extremely well. It's a really, really fun place to cast and view StarCraft games. So I love the venue personally.
Okay. As you said, we have had some, or you have had some internet problems. They are currently being fixed.
Hopefully.
Yeah. Do you know?
That's what
we
hear.
actually, funny story, he and I actually just went out to the site where the truck crashed into the fiber optic line. And we did some live reporting. It was actually on one of the streams because we were broadcasting through wireless communication.
Oh, okay.
And it was very, very comical, to say the least. Who would have thought that your event would have had a huge delay because some guy in a truck ran into the internet line that was powering your casino? So
that's what I was kind of talking about earlier, though, with how do you handle a situation like that? I mean, obviously for the event it's a disaster. I mean, you can't play without internet,
right?
With BattleNet and everything. So to just decide to take a crew out there with a couple of taxis and film it and kind of just make a joke out of it, have fun with it, and make the best of the situation. That's what I was talking about earlier with what's really, really impressed me with how this has all been run. I don't know any other event that would have done something like that. So it's despite all the difficulties, it's really been great. But hopefully we do get internet again soon. I got up this morning expecting to cast some games of StarCraft 2, and I haven't casted a single one yet. I've gotten to see Boxer play Brood War, which is awesome, but I'd love to cast something. So hopefully the ISP gets fixed soon.
Yeah.
Okay. I know that you had good streaming numbers yesterday, but there were very few people in the crowd here. Do you think that it's because of the age limit, the Atlantic City as a city, or do you think that there will be more people when the weekend hits?
I'll speak to that a little bit. We did sell about 1,000 tickets for the event, so we certainly have people that we are planning on showing up. It is a 21 and up venue, and it's also started in the middle of the week, so I know a lot of the people that have purchased tickets were not planning on being here until they were done with work, because a lot of the tickets were purchased locally from the New York metropolitan area, or Philadelphia, or Washington, D.C., that sort of area. I will admit, though, that I would have liked us to have sold more tickets. I will tell people, though, that while I can't talk about a lot of the exact reasons, as some of it will hopefully become clear soon, there was a reason why we chose this venue, even with knowing that it was going to be 21 and up, and know that our subsequent venues will not have that limitation. This was just necessary to begin to establish relationships with some of the partners that we're looking at.
Okay, thank you. Now we're going to move on to Sweden, actually. We can start with Doa, because you have Swedish heritage.
I do. It's true. On my father's side, going back a couple generations, that's where they're from. So.
Okay. Do you know where in Sweden they are from?
I really don't know. I mean, my relatives would know. I could look it up, I guess, but off the top of my head, I don't know, unfortunately.
Okay. I'm gonna ask you gonna give you some statements. And you're gonna say if you think they're true or not, but we're gonna actually start with the questions. Do you know if Sweden has a king or not?
Yes, true.
I agree. True.
It is true.
All right.
Yes, got it.
Okay,
Not so ignorant Americans.
Do polar bears walk the streets in the northern part of Sweden?
I'm gonna say no. I'm gonna say that's false. Going out on a limb.
I don't think so, man. I mean, I'm from Minnesota. It's another area of a different country where people think a lot of that type of stuff happens. I mean, there might be some polar bears in very northern Sweden, possibly, but I don't think they're walking the streets. That just doesn't happen very much.
There are no polar bears in Sweden or
Oh, really?
close.
None at all?
No,
Okay.
none at all.
So I have right, I guess.
Yes. I'm 2 for 2 though.
That's right. I messed that one up.
Did the founder of IKEA was he once a member of a Nazi party?
Oh boy. Well, I will condition this by saying that I actually have all IKEA furniture in my house, believe it or not, assembled by myself. But I'm not joking about that either. But I'm gonna say false. I don't know though.
Well, I don't know, very utilitarian furniture, same for everyone, assembles cheaply and quickly. This is all pointing towards the Nazi party, possibly. I don't know for sure. I'm going to say yes.
It's true. He
wow,
was long ago, but he was.
2 out of 3.
There's a smörgåsbord, and it's the English dictionary also has it. Smörgåsbord.
Oh yeah.
Have you tried it, and do you like it?
See, because we use that word to mean just a huge variety of stuff.
It
So
just means a large amount of food.
yeah,
in the
at least
American-
two. That's
yeah.
that's the way we perceive the word. So
Okay.
yes, to say there's a smorgasbord of food or something like that. That means there's just tons of stuff available for you. So no, I cannot say that I have personally. Maybe in the American sense, yes, but no.
Okay.
I think it's sort of similar to. I could be completely wrong, but I think it's sort of similar. Is it similar to a hot dish or something, or a casserole? Do you know what I'm talking about?
It's like you have a big sandwich. It's kind of hard to say, but do you have different layers of stuff, like a cake, but with normal sandwich stuff instead?
I've never had that, but I really want to. Now I'm getting hungry just thinking about it. That sounds great.
I am
I'm gonna
a
have
very
it.
typical fat American, and that sounds delicious. So
You don't even need to be fat to want to eat something like that. That sounds really good. Yeah.
It really is. That was all the statements or questions I had. We can finish interview with what do you know about Sweden? Is there something that you remember particularly about Sweden?
some particular fact that stands out to me.
Let's think of something.
Honestly, okay. This is going to sound like a pandering bad answer, but the most that I've known is the incredible esports scene recently. I'm dead serious about that. Relating to all the ridiculously good players that are coming out of there, the amazing tournaments that are held, and believe it or not, I actually read stories from Rakaka. So obviously not in the native tongue in which it's written, but yeah. So mostly I associate it with its esports scene right now.
Yeah, I mean, for me, Sweden is a place that I love to go to sometime to learn more about my ancestry, to see it. I guess the big thing for Sweden that stands out for me is just the great players from there that I've met personally. Thorstein and Maro, have been great to get to know and hang out with. So, yeah, for me, it's the awesome players that come from Sweden.
Okay. Do you have any finishing words so we can start with CatsPajamas?
Oh, mostly, thank you guys very much. I appreciate the interview. I really do. This is always fun when I get a chance to do these. Just want to thank everyone over at IGN for putting on this awesome event. If you guys want to check out more, head over to ign.com/IPL.
Okay. And Doa.
Well, first of all, thanks for IGN for bringing me out here. It's been awesome. I've enjoyed every second of it. And thanks to GOM TV for giving me the opportunity to cast the GSL. I'm having a lot of fun there too. And thanks to all my fans out there for supporting me and saying nice things about me. That's huge. I really appreciate that. I promise that all the work I do is for them. So thanks a lot.
Thank you very much for the interview. Bye bye.